everybody. I'm Chris.
I'm Carly.
We're from Jalek Blades, and we're here to do another unboxing video with you. And we're going to do different products today. We do a lot of work with HBO. We do work with Game of Thrones. We do work with House of the Dragon. Today, we're going to show a product from the Amazon series, The Wheel of Time, of course, based on the very popular book series by Robert Jordan.
I really liked the show.
I know you did. Yeah, we watched it together.
We did.
Interesting part before we get started. Robert Jordan, who unfortunately passed away, was very good friends with George R.R. Martin, to the point where George R.R. Martin put him in his books. There is a family, noble family in Dorne in Westeros called the Jordanes, and that family was named after Robert Jordan. So there is a tenuous connection between the Wheel of Time and A Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So let's get to it. This is the the Heron marked sword of Rand al'Thor. Rand al'Thor, of course, being the quote-unquote main character in the Wheel of Time. A little more so in the books than the show so far. But it comes in this beautiful packaging.
It is beautiful packaging. And it's a beautiful sword.
It is. It's a beautiful sword. And you will see, of course, because it's officially licensed product, that will have the Amazon Wheel of Time logo right here. And you will find the Amazon copyright statement here for the sword. Always look for officially licensed products. You don't want to buy counterfeit. Counterfeits suck. They fall apart. They're cheaply made. They're made by criminals in foreign countries and shipped overseas. Support your fandom. Support the actual IP that you like. Support the show and buy officially licensed products all the time. They're better quality, and you're supporting the creation of more of your fandom.
And truly, I don't know that people understand that it's a small business.
We are a really small business. I'm here with my wife. Like, I can't even afford someone. I have to get my wife to do this for free with me. That's how small we are.
Yeah. I don't think you could have found anyone more expensive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. No, but I think that's important. And I want to tell people what they don't see behind the beautiful box and the beautiful product is the time and energy and creativity that is put into each product.
Well, thank you very much.
The effort you spent making this sword in particular, because I was there for that. We're newly married. This particular one, you sat and sketched and went back and forth on the actual detail, how thin the Heron would be, what color, what finish, all of the details on the hilt, all the leather, the handle, everything. I don't know all the terms still, but all the work that you put into it.
I'm very proud, especially of the plaque that I designed for this.
Yes.
Because I don't always get a lot of design input in the swords itself, because we were taking a prop from a TV show and ultimately trying to figure out how to mass produce that prop for your collectors.
Right. It has to be within the parameters
of the
prop, but you work really hard to make sure that it is as authentic as you can make it.
Absolutely. And for packaging, though, presentation, plaques, I have a lot more design leeway. And so I enjoy trying to come up with a really cool design for plaques. And I think this is my most cleverly designed plaque I've ever done.
And I also want to point out that while your customers are fans, the person behind it is one of the biggest fans.
Oh, absolutely. I first read The Wheel of Time in the 1990s.
And we don't have to get into it because it's a long story, and I always ask for the edited version, but that's how all of this started, was a young boy who loved his books and read to take himself to another place.
All the books.
So, flip that box.
That's how box. All right, so as we said, comes in the beautiful packaging, and it opens really easily. Of course, the Heron marked sword in the books is not really described very in depth, other than it has a curved blade and the Heron mark on it. Of course, in the books, the Heron is on the grip itself, because there's that moment where it burns Rand's hands into his palms. That obviously can't happen on this one because the Heron is on the blade, but we'll put that aside. It's a minor detail.
It's different in the show.
The show obviously went with a Japanese katana style blade. We are unclear what Robert Jordan had in his mind. We can't really ask him. We do know that there were similarly curved blade swords that were produced when he was alive that weren't quite into the full Asian style. However, I don't mind this at all. Certainly with the Lan being Rand's mentor in swordsmanship in the show, Lan coming from a more Asian influenced region of Robert Jordan's world, it certainly makes sense that this would be a katana style blade.
And we have to love Lan.
We do.
Pretty awesome. Okay.
So unlike, if you're familiar with our business, unlike every other sword that we make, we typically do not do a scabbard with it because the sheaths and the scabbards are really expensive and complicated to make on the more European style swords. However, it is very atypical to produce and sell a katana without a scabbard because it's just not done. It's not something that's done. So different for our businesses, for this sword, it does come with its scabbard included in the price for everything, which does move the price point up a little higher than like what we sell long claw for, but you are getting more than you would get with long claw because it is coming with the scabbard. So it ships like this, as you can see in the box, the styrofoam protecting it, keeping it safe. And then inside here is going to be the plaque and the certificate of authenticity. The certificate of authenticity is like this. You can see here. Most people will frame this in a document frame and hang it on the wall next to their sword. And of course, it's the right size for that. It will include the number of the sword edition. These are serialized, so it's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 500, etc. It makes it more collectible, and it will have the copyright statement for the officially licensed product on here, and then just a little brief story and some stats about the product itself. So if you want your sword display room or area of your home where you're going to display this to feel a little bit more like a museum or something where you can, if someone comes over, they're wondering what's that, you can have this there next to the sword as like an explanation to what they're looking at.
I would frame it in a
Nice
of era frame.
That would
to
certainly
match
look
the sword.
really nice. You like to work on opening that here? There you are. So here we are, the Heron mark sword, and we have Heron on the scabbard as well. Of course, in the mythology of the Wheel of Time, Heron marks on a blade denoted a blade master, someone who has reached the pinnacle of the sword master's art and was someone you didn't want to mess with. Rand, of course, gets this sword from his father, who was a blade master. And Rand, at the start of the story, is not yet one himself, though he certainly becomes one with time.
Now you're saying Heron. I'm not correcting you because I would never do that. But is it Heron? Is it Heron or Heron?
You know, sometimes I pronounce words wrong, and that's okay.
So it's Heron.
Heron mark one.
This is also beautiful,
Isn't it?
and it has the metal.
It is. So
Heron.
what we did was the Tsuba, which is this part on the Japanese style katana. You would call it the crossguard on a European sword, but it's a Tsuba on a Japanese style sword. And what we did was we took the pattern of the Tsuba. And again, there will be some close-up photography in this video that you will see some of these details in. And we took that pattern and we replicated it on the sword stand itself and put the Heron in the middle there. So when the sword sits on its stand,
This attaches this way.
yes, it attaches that way. And so the sword would sit right here like this, and you would still see the Heron there. And again, I feel
Which
like
is nice too, because so
did a
many
good
of the
job.
other swords are hanging vertically.
yeah, they do because they're European.
Right.
Yes.
So for this, it's a nice change. If you have a collection, it's a nice change in display style.
You have that spot,
add some
maybe that narrow spot above your
variation.
TV or above something else where you could fit this sword where those longer vertically hanging European style swords are not going to hang. So you can see it's very secure in the scabbard. It's a perfect fit. The engineering on this was down to the millimeter and it works really well. So the sword's not falling out here, but it does, of course, release relatively easily. And you can hear no rattle in it. It is a very sturdily constructed katana. I do recommend this for someone. This sword turned out so well We did a video a little while ago where we use this to slice some pumpkins, and even though it's not sharp, like we are not licensors do not want us to sell anything sharp, so you can safely run your hand along the blade here and you will not get cut. We were still able to slice and dice some completely fresh pumpkins and some not fresh pumpkins, to be honest. If you watch the video with this sword, we Darth Mauled a couple pumpkins. If you know what that means, you know. And so it is a great sword, even if you're not a Wheel of Time fan, you're just looking for a high quality katana at a reasonable price. This is something I would recommend. It is incredibly sturdy feeling in the hand. Would you like to hold it, dear?
Sure. It's just one of the prettiest
It's
that you've ever
solid,
made.
isn't it?
Mhm.
It feels solid.
Yeah. So is it full tang?
It is full tang in the Japanese sense of something being full tang.
Okay,
And
so
it-
tell me about that because I don't know what that means.
In the European sense of something being full tang, most people expect to see the tang come out through the top of the pommel and then being peened, which is hammered or otherwise screwed or secured through the top of the pommel. Japanese style katanas, they don't really have that. Instead, they have pins that secure the tang, which you can't really see because it's leather wrapped through here. But the tang does, yeah, we gotta watch the way gate. The tang does extend all the way through the end of the handle, just not through the end of the handle. So as far as katanas go, I would consider this full tang. It's just the definition is slightly different when you're dealing with this style of sword versus a European style sword.
It feels balanced. Again, I don't know a lot about swords yet, but this one feels beautifully balanced. Like I can handle this. I could use it. It's not too heavy. I just feel like it's a comfortable sword.
You definitely could use it. You and Uma Thurman, definitely
Yes.
good katana skills.
Oh, Kill Bill.
Yep.
This is also beautiful. Tell me about this.
So again, that's a Suba,
Okay.
and it is what the Japanese would have called the cross guard on a European sword. And they are decorative. This one is decorative. Not every katana is going to have a decorative Suba, but this one does. And this is solid brass as well.
I don't know if you can see the color, but it's aged too. It looks like it has a patina.
Yes, it does. And you know the sword.
Thoughtfully so, correct?
Yes,
Intentionally.
the sword is one of the things we run into as a sword manufacturer is we are making a product that is new, but on television shows and movies, the product is usually intentionally made to look old, sometimes a little dirty. It can't be brand spanking new if it's lived and existed in this world and has, you know, fought in some battles. So we don't intentionally dirty and damage our swords. If we did so, they might look a little bit more like the prop on screen. But when possible, we do patina them or age them to try and match the aesthetic of the prop. And it is
And that is a
solid
point
brass.
of conversation on Instagram, Facebook.
It is
Amongst
sometimes.
fans, there are some that are very upset that it doesn't look aged,
Doesn't look old and dirty.
like the shield
Yeah.
over here. But the intent is that it is as it would have been brand new
Yes.
in that time.
Yes. When Daemon Targaryen first purchased his shield, it would have looked like this. After several battles, it looked different. It's fine. You go out and have several battles with it, yours will look different too.
Yeah.
So on the blade itself, as all our blades, you'll find a laser mark. You're not going to be able to see it here, but it's very, very small, lasered on. Again, it will have the edition number of the sword, our SKU, and Amazon's copyright statement, letting you know, again, it is officially licensed product.
And all of your swords will have BS, correct, for Valerian steel?
Well,
Do they all, or
no,
is
no,
that-
no. Actually, no.
No?
We do Valerian steel for all of our Game of Thrones or House of Dragon. Let's just call it Westeros line of products. This one is starts with the WT, our SKU, Wheel of Time,
Okay.
WT. Pretty self-explanatory there. So yes, this is the Wheel of Time sword of Randolph Thorpe. And you see, again, the Herons here on both sides of the blade. Slight different from the books, but that's okay. And it's very solid. It's very sturdy. And it's even if you're just not a fan of the show and just want a nice katana, this is a very nice katana. And I say that as someone who's sold hundreds and hundreds of different katanas over the last 25 years. This is a very nice katana.
This is too.
The scabbard, absolutely. It's all real, genuine leather too. We have a suede wrap, genuine real suede wrap on the grip, and genuine leather wrap on the scabbard. Solid brass here, solid brass, solid brass, solid brass, solid brass, all throughout. Everything solid. And again, we're not going to assemble it right now because we didn't bring a screwdriver to this video. but the plaque goes on like this.
And the sword.
Yep. And then the sword will sit on there like that.
That's
So
lovely.
that is the Wheel of Time Heron Mark sword of Rand al'Thor. And now I have something special to show you.
What do you have to show us?
I have to show you a product that is not launched yet. It's brand new. This is a reveal I wasn't intending to do, but in the Wheel of Time, there is another famous blade, and it's called the Ruby Hilted Dagger. Matt's. Yes, Matt's
Yeah.
Ruby Hilted Dagger.
I'm not a fan of his, but I do like the dagger.
So I feel like the show has done that a little dirty.
Okay, the book. He's
The
read
book.
the book.
If you ask most book readers who's your favorite character, most people will say Matt, and the ones who don't matter.
They would say he's their favorite.
Yeah, there was a Facebook group. There's a Facebook group for the Wheel of Time. One of the questions to join the Facebook group is, who is your favorite character and why is it Matt?
Okay.
Matt's a great character. The show has
So
done
you
him a
know
little
who's
dirty.
read the books and who's only seen the shows by that question.
But yeah, you can. Yeah. The show has done Matt a little dirty.
I've
But
exposed myself.
We still love Matt. Matt's a great character.
Is he? Not so far.
He
Not
is.
not
He
that
is.
I've
He's a
seen.
great character. So
But
Matt
the
finds
dagger.
this dagger, of course, in Shadar Lagoth. And if you know the mythology of the show or the books, this is a very bad thing. This is a very bad dagger. It is very evil, but it is important to the plot of the show for all of the books, really. It lingers and it hangs out, much like Arya's blade does in Game of Thrones. So we have this made. It comes with, again, a full metal scabbard. All of this is solid brass here. You can open it. It's this little dagger here. This is our prototype. It's not in production yet, but it should be soon. But yeah, the Ruby Hilted Dagger. We did a stand for it. We copied the motif. He finds it in a chest in Shadar Lagoth. He finds it buried in a chest there. And the design on the chest itself is kind of engraving. We copied that for the inlay of this display to kind of bring that motif back. And it's got
It's also beautifully done.
Thank you so much. Picked a Pantone color for the gold here. And then we have, which we'll show you in a close-up photography, a little emblem here with the Wheel of Time logo. It's a medallion, gives you the product information. So this, once it's launched, again, this is a new product, it's not available yet. But once this launches, this will be a very giftable product because not everyone has room on their wall for a sword. This can fit on a bookshelf, right with your Wheel of Time books if you have them. It can fit on a bookshelf, it can fit on a desk, it can fit on a table. So this will become a very giftable product to someone who might not want a sword on their shelf or on their wall, but they want something from the world that could fit maybe on their bookshelves with their books. Great product for that. And you can open envelopes in it with a pinch.
Right. Well, you would. Yes.
Yeah. Also from the Wheel of Time, we have a prototype here of the Waygate statue. We're not producing that yet, but we've done the prototype work on that. And we also, which I'm not showing you right now, we have the Aes Sedai rings. Those are available and in stock in
We'll have
every
to show
store.
those.
We will. We'll do a
Yeah.
separate video for the Aes Sedai rings.
They're very
We will.
cool.
So thanks again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We are Valerian Steel on Facebook, Angelic Blades.
On Instagram, also the video of cutting the pumpkins
Yep.
is on
Our YouTube channel
Instagram, too.
is on this Instagram
Mhm,
too.
it is, yeah,
And our
Angelic Blades.
YouTube channel,
So you can actually see the Heron Mark sword in action,
Cutting Pumpkins.
cutting up some pumpkins along with some of our kids.
Yep, some of our kids.
So
right.
it's a family biz.
It's a family biz. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and make sure you do more of that. And stay tuned. We're going to continue to do unboxing videos. And you know what? If you're later on, you're bored, you don't know what to do, maybe go online and buy a sword. Right?
Or all of the swords.
All the swords.
Yeah,
Buy all the
just the whole
swords. Thank you so much.
collection.
The kids need to eat. Bye, everybody.
Bye.